for coming tonight. This is the regular trustee meeting for Beavercreek Township. It is 5:01 p.m. If everyone will stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have an agenda. Are there any changes or corrections?
Yes, Board, I have an amendment under new business. After limited warranty, I'd like to add a proclamation for my father.
And also, under legal advisor, I want to add the Teva, Allergen, CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart National Opioid Settlement. So you just put the opioid settlement.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
I make a motion to accept the general ledger report in the amount of $351,189.50 for the January 25th, 2023 payroll.
Second.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Make a motion to accept the general ledger report in the amount of $344,088.74 for the February 8th, 2023 payroll.
Second.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
I make a motion to accept the payment listing report in the amount of $1,050,063.02 for warrants through 2/9/23.
Second.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the January 23rd, 2023 regular trustee meeting as presented.
Second.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Wallace,
Yeah. Should I abstain? Should I? I wasn't at the meeting. Abstain.
Trustee Dean.
Yes. Okay, any citizens desiring to speak, you can come up to the podium. You have 3 minutes. Anyone? Darn. Every meeting I hope that somebody will come and speak, but they never do. Old business, Mr. Zaharian?
We have no business or new business. First item is on page 10 of your packet is a limited warrant deed transfer from Greene County to the to Beavercreek Township. I did include a little map, so we added to look at the parcel. This is the end of Harlow. There is a rectangle piece that was initially set aside.
I'm gonna just recuse myself.
That was originally set aside for a turnaround for the fire department, although it's not paved, it's just grass. So talking with the county engineer, the potential developer, and the Greene County Commissioners, the intent is to transfer that rectangle parcel that's currently in the county commissioner's name, which they've already voted on and approved, and they already filed it, by the way, with the county auditor's office. And then transfer it to us. We will then, as part of, once the sale of the development is complete, we will then work out an agreement with the developer to transfer that little piece as part of their development. It's not needed. It's technically, we looked at it, it's not set aside as even right away for the road. It's just a piece when and it used to be old Trayvine Road, so when they realigned Trayvine Road to where it is currently, the idea was that the fire department would have the ability to go up and potentially, with the ladder truck or an engine, use that, since it's not a cul-de-sac, it's a dead end, to use it as a turnaround. It never got paved or, it's just a piece of land. So I'm happy to answer any questions. This was actually worked between the Greene County Prosecutor's Office and Mrs. Frick's office as well. And as I mentioned, the County Commissioners on January 25th, 26th approved the transfer to Beavercreek Township. There is a motion in front of you on page, that's on your screen, it's hard to see because everything's green, 14.
Questions?
Done.
I make a motion to accept the limited warrant deed as presented from the Greene County Board of Commissioners for parcel number B03000200044002800 and authorize the township administrator to record the deed on behalf of the Board of Trustees.
Second.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Thank you, Board. Next item is the addendum to the agenda is a proclamation. As the elected officials are aware, Mr. Stonero is leaving the city of Beavercreek and has taken a job with Washington Township as their township administrator. Did have a conversation on last week with the city manager. They're passing actually a proclamation tonight with his work that he's done with the not only with the city of Beavercreek, but working with our staff on a day-to-day basis, as well as some of the things that he's been involved with, going all the way back to Dry Ike with the township, the 2019 tornado, and some of the shared service agreements. We thought it would be nice to honor him for his dedication to the Beavercreek community, so I have a proclamation here. You can read it in the record. There's two copies, one in the proclamation book that we'll actually give to Mr. Thonero. The other will go into the resolution book.
It's my pleasure to present a proclamation in honor of the service and contributions of Michael Thonero, resolution number 2023-0213-admin-G. Whereas Michael Thonero started his career with the city of Beavercreek as a seasonal intern in the summer of 2000 and was hired full-time as the recreation program supervisor on May 5th, 2003. He was promoted to Director of Parks, Recreation, and Culture in 2007 and to the Public Administrative Services Director in April of 2015. And whereas during his career he provided support and direction by overseeing the engineering, public service, parks, recreation, and culture divisions, senior center, and golf course. And whereas he worked with the township staff in the Unified Incident Command Post during 2019 Memorial Day tornado, and was instrumental in the city recovering from the tornado, overseeing staff, contractors, and working with community leaders. And whereas he was instrumental in negotiating 4 of the 12 shared service agreements between the city of Beavercreek and Beavercreek Township, creating savings for both jurisdictions. And whereas for 20 years, Mr. Thonero has dedicated himself to the highest standards of professionalism and excellence in the Beavercreek community. Now be it therefore declared that the Board of Township Trustees of Beavercreek Township, Greene County, Ohio, on behalf of the citizens of Beavercreek Township, the Board of Trustees wishes to express its sincere gratitude to Michael Thonero for his exemplary service during his time in our community.
Second.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
I'll comment that Mr. Thonero, on the very first board that I served on was the Parks, Rec, and Culture Board. Mr. Thonero and Kim, they were both there at the time, so, but it was a pleasure. And he was a neighbor of mine, just a good person in general. So.
Board, we will try to do some sort of presentation with him before he leaves for Washington Township, but it's not that far.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if he doesn't come here, I'd be happy to present this to council, so.
Thank you, Board. Next item is the Greene County Sheriff's Office. First of all, I'd like to turn it over to Sergeant Kessel.
Good evening, Board. As you know, there's been quite a bit of staff movement at the substation, and our newest employee is with us tonight. This is Richard Elliott, so I'm going to stand aside. He can talk a little bit about himself.
Like Sergeant Kessel said, I'm Richard Elliott. I've been working for the Greene County Sheriff's Office for not quite 4 years. Well, I've been with the Sheriff's Office. I've joined the SWAT team, the Greene County Regional SWAT team. Extra duties on there. I'm assistant team leader along with sniper and designated marksman. I take care of all less lethal gases and stuff like that. Also, as you probably know, Sergeant Kessel, he runs the FTO program, the Field Training Officer program. I'm also a field training officer as well, so new hires, I'll help train them along the way as well. So I have a wife, I'm married, I have 2 kids, 1 year old and 17 years old, so there's a little gap there, but it's fun, so, but yeah, if you guys ever have any questions or anything, just let me know.
Thank you. Welcome to the force.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you, board. Next item's on page 15 is the monthly report for the sheriff's office. Are there any questions?
I had none.
I had none.
And none, thank you.
Thank you, board. Next item's on page 24 of your packet is the monthly report for January for HR. Are there any questions?
I have no questions.
I had none.
And none, thank you.
Thank you, board. Next item, few updates here, but a little change in the monthly report format, so I'll turn it over to our fire marshal.
Evening. Just want to give you a little bit of information that's coming up with the community plan or some of the events that are close by. We're going to have an open house February 22nd from 6 to 7:30 down here, open to the public. We do have some flyers at the tail end of our portion of the monthly report now. We're also going to have put together a little road show that will have some of the various information, including, and I didn't bring all my sheets up, but including the progress of the community plan as it is now, some of the future planning areas, and we're going to have some of those displays up at the Xenia Library from March 6th to the 16th. We're going to bring those presentation boards down to the Board of Education office and do a presentation for their Board of Education meeting on March 16th at 6:30. And we're going to leave the displays there for a couple days and then bring them down to the Beavercreek Library in town from March 27th to the 31st, have them all displayed up in there so the community can come down. And then the community can participate in any kind of online activities between March 1st and the 31st in regards to commenting on any of the future land use plans items. But just wanted to give you some information on what's happening with the community plan. And if you have any questions about that or the monthly, I can take them. No, 2 decibels.
Thank you.
Board. Also in the packet there, which we'll cover at the end of the meeting, is also the TAC agenda. Staff attendant, and we are sending 2 staff members to TAC now. So we have 1 staff member from the Community Development and Risk Department and the other from the Public Service Department.
Great.
Next item, board, is on page 41 in your packet is IT surplus. These are fire items, so if they go on gov deals and there's any funds to be reimbursed, if we go to the fire fund, you can pass it as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 202302113-IT-A, a resolution finding certain township equipment to be surplus and to dispose of it.
Second.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Thank you, board. Next item is on page 43 is your monthly report. Staff's here to answer any questions.
Why is only 88.9% of our servers fully patched? Just out of curiosity. If that's,
We run a 2-week delay, so when updates and patches come out, we don't put them out immediately when they come out. We run, it's the standard 2-week delay we've always been doing to make sure they're legit, or not legit, but won't create an issue unless they are a known high-level rated security update, then we will apply those. So it's just a rolling window.
okay.
Thank you.
That's the only question I had.
Thank you.
Thank you, board. motions under, page 45 of your packet, 3 motions for then and now, payment. You'll see the 3 motions there in the beginning. This is more housekeeping. All these purchases were approved, but due to the time that the invoice came in regards to, when the work was done, it has to be approved by the Board of Township Trustees. Anything over 30,000, as you can see there on page 45. Myself or Terry can answer any questions.
Just to clarify, just for anyone that would read these that didn't hear the narrative, so there is, we're not essentially approving a budget overrun. This was something that was approved, that it's just a timing, it's a timing issue essentially from an accounting perspective.
Correct. So like the second one was a change at the county level. We were going to be billed as through an invoice for the flock, like for example, the flock camera system. The county administrator through the budgeting process wanted the county sheriff to show true numbers, not reimbursed numbers. So it was decided to start that we would pay directly to flock. So you approved the flock camera system in the budget process last year in 2022, but we are being billed directly now for those cameras that are in use. I don't know if all of them are in yet.
But I like
most of them.
item.
The other was obviously the MNJ. That was the major purchase last year for the computers.
But we approved the 49. It wasn't as though we only approved 3 and it went up to 49.
Correct.
Okay.
So that would be the cost. We closed and rolled the year. So when we got the invoice was after we closed and rolled the year, so we had to open it back up.
Yep.
So they're all
Timing.
similar. They're all approved. They're all were budgeted. They weren't cost overruns by any means or any additional costs after the board or myself approved something.
Just timing.
Yes, there's just a timing.
Okay. I move to approve resolution number 2 or bill number 20220213-FIN-A for then and now over $3,000, and to approve payment to Atlantic Emergency Solutions for $4,856.82 to pay additional unknown costs for specific trip.
Second.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Relative to 2022013-FIN-B, I make a motion to approve the then and now payment to Flock Group for Flock cameras. The Flock cameras were ordered in 2022, but the township was unaware that we would be paying for those directly. There's no dollar amount associated with this one.
Yeah, because it's a recurring cost. It's a subscription or monthly fee. So
Okay.
It's 11,000 right now.
11,000.
So it's 11,000, so in the amount of 11,000 per month until otherwise changed.
Well, that's a yearly
Year.
cost.
Oh,
Per year, okay.
good.
I'll amend that to 11,000 annually. Okay.
Second.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
I move to approve 220213-5F1FIN-C to approve the then and now payments to MNJ Technologies for $49,896.50. A blanket in 2022 was open for this particular purchase, but was closed at the end of the year.
Second.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
And just to touch on those, I discussed this at the staff meeting as well, and finance departments had some additional meetings so that we prevent this from happening. We don't do this a lot, but it's kind of a housekeeping thing. So we just want to make staff aware that once the work is done, we need to pay it in the year that the work was done. Next item is.
Do these
starts on
create an
page-
audit issue?
Excuse me?
Will these create an audit issue?
That's preventing an audit issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it won't
So-
come out as a management note or
Yeah,
anything like that?
so it won't be a management note, nothing will fall on, Mr. Rushing in regards to this. It's actually, we're following the Ohio Revised Code here to make sure that it is not an audit. And we have to bring it to the board so that you are aware that there was these discrepancies. So, yeah, so Page 45 begins the monthly report for the finance department. Are there any questions?
I have no questions, but I do want to say I see you guys are doing a lot. So thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you, board. Next item is on page 49 is a purchase request for a roller. I'll turn it over to Mr. Parks.
Yes, we have talked about this in the 2022 appropriations hearing and the 23. We went out looking and cannot find a used one. And there's one new one left through Sourcewell. And actually what we did, the money we received from the sale of the dump truck that sold for $18,200, we're reinvesting it back into equipment. So that's what the request is. We did sign a letter of intent since there was only one left in the state of Ohio. So, but we're not obligated if the board does not want to go ahead and make the purchase.
What does this look like? This roller? Is it a big roller?
got-
I mean, a big roller?
Yeah.
And then
it's
they
got
drive
two-
it? They drive
yeah,
it?
Yeah. It's got
And
two
that's what
steel
we've been
drums on it.
borrowing from the city of Beavercreek back and forth.
Yeah. We've worked on the one from the city of Beavercreek's a lot.
Okay.
And then once we get it up and running, we can use it for a couple jobs, and then
They get it.
they need it back, which creates a sort of when we go into a mode of operation, whether it be mill and fill or patching, we like to stick through it till we get it all done and then move on to the next project. So that was creating some issues in the last year or so.
And then my other question was the 18,000 that you put towards this. So then this amount that we're requesting here is plus the 18,000, or is it minus the 18?
No, that got us to the 51. That got us to where the amount is
Okay.
today.
All right. Any other-
We looked on Ritchie as far as their auction, what they have coming up.
Yeah, I do believe so.
No, I didn't look on Ritchie. We've never participated with them doing an auction. We've always kind of started off at this route, with the warranty that comes with this, and
No, I'm saying
so,
when
but we didn't look at Ritchie.
purely when we were looking for a used one. What I'm saying, did we look at like a Ritchie who does construction equipment auctions on a monthly basis?
No, I did not. We've never done that process.
Okay.
And it's an auction process, so I'm not well versed on how we would.
Yeah, we would have to have the money pre-approved to go to the.
Yeah, but not to
auction
exceed
process.
amount,
Yeah,
correct.
not to exceed amount.
Right. No different than buying a used piece. You don't know the amount until you find it.
Right.
I only bring them up because the construction industry uses them a lot. They will buy equipment for a project, they'll sell it at auction, they'll go back for the next contract, buy another piece of equipment. So it gets recycled. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's junk. So
Right, and that was kind of our hope when we started looking almost a year and a half ago, was to find something, and we had Ohio Cat looking, because they actually rent those kind of things.
sure.
However, this piece of equipment in our setting will probably last 20, 25 years.
Which, implies that it's not gonna get a lot of utilization.
Oh, it'll get its utilization, but
Okay,
You guys will
we,
take care of it.
we take care of our equipment.
okay.
Yes, you do. Any other questions? Then
No questions.
I'll make a motion to approve number 2023021-PSD-A1. Make a motion to approve purchase request 23 PSD 0065 to Ohio Cat for one Caterpillar CB 2.5 vibratory roller in the amount of $51,793.22 and to authorize the township administrator to sign for the board.
Second with discussion. So the agreement that we have with the city for snow plowing, whereby we charge them. So if we use this for a city project, or if this is, do we share this and do we loan this back and forth, or do we amend the agreement we have with the city to add something like this?
Usually on those limited basis, we kind of swap, like we have an agreement with
Right, if it's once or twice a year, I could see.
Yeah. our bucket truck compared to theirs. I mean,
I'm thinking
theirs,
more on the mind of like if it's a 30-day shutdown of a road and they need something like this and they're gonna use it for a month period of time.
Yeah,
we would have to amend that.
We'd have to amend it. We'd have to amend the agreement.
I would just ask that we consider
Which,
doing that, yeah.
By the agreement, it allows, city council and the board of township trustees have allowed the administrator and the city manager to amend, the addendum.
Yeah, I would agree to something like that, reciprocal, meaning if they bought a $50,000 to $100,000 piece of machinery that we're gonna use for an extended period of time, if it's an emergency, obviously it's one thing, but if it becomes routine or a 30-day project, that's different. So I would just encourage you to consider that. So. Okay. We need a vote.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
trustee Kretz,
Yes.
trustee Dean.
Yes.
Thank you, board.
Board, the next item is the monthly report. Try to get through everything. Go ahead. And on page 71 is the monthly report.
I had no questions, except that I like this format better.
You can thank Mr. Schroeder. He took over those duties January 1st.
Yeah, I like the, I mean, it's just really easy to read and see what's happening really quickly.
I have no other questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Board. Next item is on page 73 of your packet under the fire department. The first three items we have is to accept the resignation of 3 employees. All 3 employees are eligible for rehire. Chief Easter's here to answer any questions about any of those. If not, I'll pass the motions that are on page 73.
I have no questions about.
Had none. Do you want to do these individually, or?
Yes.
Okay. I'll make a motion to accept Lieutenant Brian Hedrick's resignation effective February 23rd, 2023. Brian Hedrick is eligible for reemployment with Beavercreek Township.
Second.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
trustee Wallace,
Yes.
trustee Dean.
Yes.
I move to accept firefighter Timothy McLaughlin's resignation effective February 9th, 2023. Timothy McLaughlin is eligible for reemployment with Beavercreek Township.
Second.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
trustee Kretz,
Yes.
trustee Dean.
Yes.
Make a motion to accept firefighter Shane Horn's resignation effective January 28th, 2023. Shane Horn is eligible for reemployment with Beavercreek Township.
Second.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
trustee Wallace.
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Thank you, board. And next item is on page 74 of your packet is the monthly report for January. Chief's here to answer any questions.
I had no questions.
The only question I had is the fire department is working with a Hone family on his recuperation and helping out any way we can.
Yes, he is home now recovering
Right.
still, but he has had a successful surgery and is home recovering.
Great.
Spoke to him today. He seemed in pretty good spirits.
Yeah.
I asked him if he was taking dancing classes. He said no.
I was out there on Friday, brought food, so they were.
So I will point out to the board, this report looks a little different than previous versions. We are in the middle of our transition to Image Trend, which was one of the expenditures we passed last year. We are going to start utilizing Image Trend for instant reports on the 21st of this month. And so the next report may look a little bit different as we work those bugs out. But we are in that transition from our old platform to a new one right now.
Oh, goody.
This is easier to read.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, board, that's all I have.
Wow.
We'll move right along. Legal advisor?
Yes, so, back in 2021, you'll recall that we approved, the memorandum of understanding and the settlement, the opioid settlement as to the distributors. They had a separate legal negotiations going on with the pharmaceutical company, or excuse me, the, pharmacies, the pharmaceutical distributors. So they have reached, settlements. I think one of them still somewhat tentative with Teva, Allergan, Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens. And so the prior resolution only authorized Alex to enter into the participation agreements for the distributors. So this will be a resolution authorizing them to enter into the participation agreements on these settlements. We don't know yet what the distribution is gonna be as to the individual entities, but there is 6.63 billion in base payments available to settling states, and Ohio is eligible on all of the 5 settlements. And there's another 9.57 billion for incentive payments, and that basically depends on the amount of participation within each state. So there's an opportunity, obviously, for the township to recover a significant more than we already are on the first settlement. So this resolution is just authorizing Alex to sign the participation agreements and any of the other documents that we have to enter into to participate in those settlements. Unfortunately, you do have to read the resolution since it wasn't. I can answer any questions if you have any.
Questions?
I had none. So the resolution is the one that's in the packet, or you have a separate?
It's right here.
So we have
Okay.
to read it for the record.
Yeah,
Okay.
I tried to keep it short.
Really just 2.
Yeah, the last page was a signature.
This signature. You ready? I make a motion for resolution number 20230-213-legal-A, authorizing the participation in the Teva, Allergan, CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart National Opioid Settlement. A resolution authorizing the township administrator to execute the participation agreement for Teva, Allergan, CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart National Opioid Settlements pursuant to the One Ohio Memorandum of Understanding regarding the pursuit and use of potential opioid litigation settlement funds and consistent with material terms of the 2022 national settlements with the opioid pharmaceutical supply chain participants. Whereas Beavercreek Township is a township formed and organized pursuant to the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio. And whereas the people of the state of Ohio and its communities have been harmed by misfeasance, nonfeasance, and malfeasance committed by certain entities within the opioid pharmaceutical supply chain. And whereas the state of Ohio, through its Attorney General and certain local governments through their elected representatives and council, have been engaged in litigation seeking to hold opioid pharmaceutical supply chain participants accountable for the damage caused by their misfeasance, nonfeasance, and malfeasance. And whereas the state of Ohio, through the governor and attorney general and its local governments, share a common desire to abate and alleviate the impacts of that misfeasance, nonfeasance, and malfeasance through the state of Ohio. And whereas in August 2021, the Board of Trustees of Beavercreek Township authorized the township to enter into the One Ohio Memorandum of Understanding and to execute the participation agreement for the settlement with McKeeson Corporation, Cardinal Health, Inc., and Amersource Bergen corporations. Whereas now a settlement proposal is being presented to the state of Ohio and local governments by Teva, Allergan, CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart National Opioid Settlements, collectively by the settling pharmaceutical supply chain participants, to resolve governmental entity claims in the state of Ohio using the structure of the One Ohio MOU and consistent with the material terms of their settlement agreements. And whereas the Board of Trustees wishes to agree to the material terms of the proposed settlement agreements with the settling pharmaceutical supply chain participants, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Township Trustees of Beavercreek Township, Greene County, Ohio, that Section 1, that the Board hereby authorizes the proposed settlements on behalf of Beavercreek Township, Greene County, Ohio, pursuant to the terms of the One Ohio MOU. Section 2, that the Board hereby authorizes the Township Administrator to execute the participant agreements and other necessary documents for the settling pharmaceutical supply chain participants on behalf of the Beavercreek Township, Ohio. Further be it resolved, all formal actions of the Board of Trustees concerning and relating to the adoption of this resolution are being adopted at a duly called and authorized open meeting of the Board of Trustees on the date set forth, such meeting being duly called pursuant to and in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Second.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Rushy?
Thank you, Board. Starting on page 77 are several resolutions for your consideration. All these resolutions were included in the adopted 2023 budget. However, the Ohio Revised Code does require separate resolutions for any transfers, advances of funds. In addition, any supplemental appropriations or reduction in revenue certifications to the Greene County Budget Commission. All of these were included, as I mentioned, in the adopted 2023 budget. There have been a couple of variances in terms of actual balances being reflected as staff goes through and closes purchase orders for 2022. Any balance that was encumbered then becomes unencumbered. That unencumbered balance does not automatically become appropriated. That action can only be done by the Board of Trustees. So staff has to come back and request that unencumbered balance to be appropriated, which then becomes available on their certificate so that the staff can then utilize those funds for the intended purpose. There's several of these resolutions, and thank you to staff for preparing these. I'll be happy to answer any questions as well as staff here in regards to any of these individual transfer requests or individual additional supplemental appropriations. But the resolutions start on page 77, and they can be read just by title for each of the following resolutions.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 202-30213-FIN-D as in David, a resolution to certify additional revenue to the official certificate of available resources for Fund 2907, One Ohio Opioid Settlement.
Second.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
I make a motion for resolution number 202-30213-FIN-E to certify additional revenue to the official certificate of available resources for Fund 4301 Capital Improvement Fund.
Second.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 202-30213-FIN-F, a resolution to reduce certified revenue to the official certificate of available resources for Fund 2903, paying accumulated leave fund.
Second.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Wallace,
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Make a motion for resolution number 202-30213-FIN-G to reduce certified revenues to the official certificate of available resources and to authorize supplemental appropriations for Fund 4903 Advanced Life Support Fire Engine Fund.
Second.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Make a resolution, or move to approve resolution number 2022-0213-FIN-I, resolution to transfer from Fire Fund 2192 to paying Accumulated Leave Fund 2903 and appropriate supplemental appropriations and certify revenue.
Second.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Resolution, I move to approve resolution number 202-30213-FIN-J to transfer from the Fire Fund 2192, New Ambulance Fund 4901, and appropriate supplemental appropriations and certify revenue.
Second.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 202-30213-FIN-K, a resolution to transfer from Fire Fund 2192 to ALS Engine Fund 4903 and appropriate supplemental appropriations and certify revenue.
Second.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 202-30313-FIN-L to transfer from Fire Fund 2192 to Fire Station Fund 4904 and appropriate supplemental appropriations and certify revenue.
Second.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 202-303-13-FIN-M as in Mary, a resolution to advance from General Fund 1000 to Capital Improvement Fund 4301 and appropriate supplemental appropriations and certify revenue.
Second.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Ran
Thank
through the
you.
alphabet there.
That's all I have this evening.
Thank you. All right, meetings. Miami Valley Regional Planning.
Yes, several things came up. First of all, the good news is on our PDAC evaluation from Dayton Development Coalition and MVRPC, Valley Bell Connector Phase 1B of the STP funding grants for Beavercreek Township Board of Trustees was given a priority for $1 million for that project. So that was good news. Also, PDAC projects were put out of a tune of over $13 million, and most of that money went all to Montgomery County. So Mr. Zahariaf and I have talked on requests to go to PDAC. Most of this stuff goes with water treatment, so really it should, Greene County should look at putting in for more grant requests for PDAC funds from MVRPC since Montgomery County received all of the money this year. So that is something good to remember for next year, that we put our toes to the line and ask for money for either the soft water or something that would help in our water designated system. So that's all I have from MVRPC. I had the the other thing is that most all the meetings now are going to be transferred to the Dayton Metro Library. So the Executive Board, Regional Transportation Planning, Technical Advisory Board, Resiliency Plan Workshop will all be done at the Dayton Metro Library since the Board of Realtors offices are being remodeled. So just to FYI, anybody going to the meetings. And that's all I have for MVRPC.
TAC.
The agenda's in your packet. Staff's here to answer any questions. Mr. Schroeder attended the last meeting.
It was majority of housekeeping for the first meeting, really wasn't much discussed.
Okay, thank you. Regional planning?
Executive committee meets next week. Rhonda Painter fully retired, for those that weren't aware of that. And then just a couple points of awareness. So there's two hot topics that can essentially keep coming to regional planning and really haven't been discussed at Beavercreek Township yet. One is solar, and a lot of the smaller, more rural townships essentially are attempting to put limitations on under 50 megawatt facilities. A lot of it is, some of them are getting pushback from the prosecutor's office and having to go back and kind of re-wordsmith, because in general, there's a consensus that sometimes it's overreach. The most recent one was Xenia Township, where they were trying to limit solar panels on barns in agricultural land. And so the executive committee asked them to go back and review and to meet with the prosecutor before they brought that back before. So that's one topic. Another one is, well, I guess I don't want to call it conservation easements, but essentially kind of a bolt-on or an add-on or extension of any protecting scenic parkland, riverways, things like that. And then in certain cases, even having that potentially not extend to a neighboring jurisdiction, because you can't do that, but you could limit, for example, Xenia Township, with their proposed language, they could limit what a landowner on the Xenia Township side could do if there were a park on the Beavercreek Township side of the other same property line. So things like that are coming before the regional planning more and more frequently. Over 50 megawatts on solar is governed by the siting committee. Essentially, it's beyond the purview. The townships have a voice, but it's really at a state level. Under 50 megawatts, the local jurisdictions can have a say. So it's just bring it up as a point of awareness. So there's a lot of landowner rights discussions going on.
Okay, thank you. Health Department, next meeting is the first Thursday of March, and nothing for Beavercreek Township at the last meeting. There is a copy of the agenda in your packet if you want to read. School superintendent?
Thank you, board. I did meet with the school superintendent last week. We had some discussion about involving the township elementary school, naming our next deputy, which will be the four-legged kind, the canine dog. So Luke has, the deputy Pratt has forwarded 4 names to Sergeant Kessel, and then it was approved by the county sheriff. So we are putting something together with the schools. Sergeant Kessel and staff of the elementary school will be working together on that. So the kids will have an input. Superintendent Paul thought it was a wonderful idea, and I really appreciate us including the kids in this process. I have a meeting with the senior manager 2 weeks.
Okay.
No meeting for Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. However, I did meet last month for the Greene County Water and Wastewater Committee meeting. There was a lot of discussion and just updates in regards to emergency planning. They did thank our involvement here in Beavercreek Township, myself and Chief Easter, and their involvement in some of the preventative things that we were working with in the CAD system and protecting the well water areas in the township. They are working with the other townships on the other side of our borders on the same topic. They also gave an update and showed some images of the soft watering project taking place here on the plant on Beaver Valley. So everything is moving forward.
Thank you. Township Association?
We have a meeting tomorrow night at 6:30 at the Greene County Career Center. The Greene County Prosecuting Attorney, Greene County Common Police Court, and Greene County Public Defender's Office are our hosts. So if you haven't RSVP'd, please do so, and hope to see you all there.
And investment oversight.
I had nothing other than just the same awareness to Mr. Rushing, which I know he's watching it closely. So, but the bond forecast for the next remainder of this year is still strong. And based on a couple different projections that I've read, estimated to peak in like the July, August timeframe as far as when interest rates will be at their peak for this year. So just something to keep awareness of and keep flexible.
Alright, thank you. Alright, looks like we have executive session. I'll accept the motion to go into executive session.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session under section, Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22G1 to consider the employment and compensation of the public employees, and 121.22G6 details relative to security arrangements and emergency response protocols for a public body or public office, if disclosure of matters discussed could reasonably be expected to jeopardize the security of the public body or public office.
Second.
Trustee Kretz?
Yes.
Trustee Wallace?
Yes.
Trustee Dean?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. I'll make a motion to come out of executive session at 6:35 PM.
Second.
Trustee Kretz?
Yes.
Trustee Wallace?
Yes.
Trustee Dean?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion 20230-213-K. I move to amend the compensation and reward policy to remove Ohio deferred compensation payments and replace it with payments made pursuant to an agreement and representing either one-time lump sum payment or bonus payments made periodically but not related to or not made upon the basis of the individual employee's basic rate of pay in section 5.2 and 5.3 of the policy.
Second.
Trustee Wallace?
Yes.
Trustee Kretz?
Yes.
Trustee Dean?
Yes.
Make a motion to amend the authorized employee staffing list for 2023, approved January 9th, 2023, to add an additional fleet mechanic in the Public Safety Department as presented.
Second.
Trustee Kretz?
Yes.
Trustee Wallace?
Yes.
Trustee Dean?
Yes.
Thank you, board, that's all I have for tonight.
Alright, anything else to come before the board?
By tomorrow, I expect to be a grandfather.
Woohoo. I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Trustee Wallace?
Yes.
Trustee Kretz?
Yes.
Trustee Dean?
Yes.
So